What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Hart. In this video, we're finally gonna go over turkey nature. Let's get into it. Alright, let's start from the beginning, from early in the morning in the roost for turkey nature. When that gobbler starts gobbling, here's what you want to do. You want to not call at him immediately. Now let me explain, let me go further into this. See, when you first hear him gobble, and remember, this depends on your situation. If you're really close to him, let's say like you're 60, 40, 50 yards away from where he's at, really close, just let him know you're there. Don't go crazy on him. Just make sure, just do a little yelp, do a little clucks like a hen waking up. When you see he gobbled at you, you want to wait until he's on the ground, or if you see him up in the tree, this is when you can finesse that bird. You want him to pitch down towards you, and you can get a shot the second he hits the floor. But if you cannot see him, I would wait until he's on the ground. That's when I would start calling at him if I can't see him. Then you could read what he's doing more, or read how he's acting. If he wants to be called in a lot, like a lot of cutting, a lot of yelping, or if he just wants to be purred at, just a few clucks here and there. But reading him, that's the main topic of the video today, reading the gobbler. Let's say this is early in the morning, you're not right up to the roost, you're just hearing him off in the distance. This is when I would either use my mouth call or my box call. Now, why would I wait for him to get on the ground? Like I said before, that's when you can, once he's on the floor, that's when he's just hearing a hen off in the distance. I've waited a half hour. I've heard a gobbler 200 yards away. I called him in from 200 yards all the way to me. I knew he was on the ground because he was just moving just a little bit consistently. And that's when I started getting on the box call. Wait until he gobbled. Then I switched to mouth calls once he started to close the distance, because I didn't want to start. You don't want to start moving your hands when they're, coming in closer, like 30 yards away. You still want to go, yeah. I highly recommend using a mouth call, but box, slate, bone call, box, slate calls, and all other calls will work. They will work. I'm just saying, mouth calls, in my personal opinion, are better because you're not moving your hands constantly. It's just doing this. You got a face mask? If you have a face mask over you, no movement. That bird can't see you. But back to the topic, reading the gobble. This is where you need to really read the gobbles. You gotta read how he's gobbling and reacting to your calling. You gotta change it up. Don't be afraid to change it up, because you can hold up that bird by doing the wrong thing. But don't be afraid to change it up if it's not working. So if you're just doing this to start out, let's say he's 100 yards away, he responds well to that. He comes closer. He's now at 50, you can't see him, he's behind the log, he's behind a tree, he's on the other side of a hill, you can't see him. And he's just getting held up a little. That's when you could change it up to do this. Another quick tip, whenever you can, call behind your shoulder, because if you're calling right at him, that gobbler is going to think, the hen hears me, she's going to come at me, and I'm just going to sit here and start shredding and drumming and showing his stuff. So you want to do it behind you. These are just little tips, but that could save your hunt, because that turkey knows where you're at, and I can bet you that he can hear that hen's not calling directly at him. So he's gonna hopefully get impatient and just come downhill. But if he doesn't, here's what will drive him absolutely nuts: purring. A purring hen, that can make a tom break. That will drive a tom absolutely crazy. Just hearing, just purrs and purrs and purrs. It'll drive him nuts, and that could really make him break. But if that doesn't work, I'll try a last resort type of deal. That would use a gobbling call. Now, I don't have a gobbling call, but my friend kind of get me into it. I used to be totally against gobbling calls, but until I saw it break a tom and have him come closer to us, I'm starting to change my mind on it, honestly. But use a gobbling call for a last resort option, because that gobbler is gonna think, wait, hold up, there's another tom intrusion on my hen. Nah. And if that's a dominant bird, that ain't flying around here. That bird is not gonna take that lightly. But remember, a gobbling call could also scare a turkey. If he hears, let's say this is a Jake that you're calling to, he's holed up. If he hears another gobbler, that Jake's gonna probably think, nope, not today. He ain't fighting he's not gonna fight that big tom that's coming downhill that's gonna whoop him. But the main thing to remember in turkey nature is hens follow the toms. But I would highly recommend learning the call at hens, because if you have a hen up gobbler, and if you can direct them hens to you, guess what's gonna follow? The gobbler. If you can direct those hens to you, that gobbler's gonna follow. So I would highly recommend calling in hens if there's a gobbler with them. Just call them and do feeding, clucks, purrs, yelps, not super loud ones, but just like feeding stuff. Yelp note. Just clucks, purrs, nothing like extremely excited, like come here. Just feeding stuff. Just try and entice them hens to you. This next tip is more lean towards, you can use this in the morning too, obviously, early morning I mean, but this is more afternoon stuff, I would say, after 9. And this is why I like to call prime time, because if you hear a gobble during this time, it most likely means that bird is alone. But it also means you can very easily overcall in this stage. But if you play it right, you're gonna get a really interested gobbler coming right at you. So, what would I do for this? There is no magic number for how many times you have to call out these birds. I would say if it's after 9, you want that gobbler to come to you. I'll just call at him 2 to 3 times only. You want him to make him think that that hen can't hear him for some reason. That hen just can't hear me. So I'm just gonna get a little closer, until he's about 30 yards from you. He can get a shot. But you just want to make him think the hen, for some reason, can't hear him. So he's gonna keep on just closing the distance until you can see him. And always, if you can do this, call behind you, because the direction of the noise is gonna be going the other way, not directly at him, that way. So the main key for afternoon birds, this is not 100% always the case. Sometimes you might have to call at him a little more, do a lot of cutting, a lot of more excited stuff. If he gets held up, do a gobble call. But I would say for more afternoon leading towards stuff, I would just do 2 to 3 times a call at him, but away from him, so he thinks that hen can't hear me, which will drive him absolutely nuts. In turkey nature, which I already know, I went into this, hens follow the toms. The difficult thing about turkey hunting is we're trying to go against their nature and reverse the whole thing. This is why turkey hunting is such a challenge. You're literally not going with the nature, you're going against their nature most of the time. For a mid-morning bird, do not just keep on calling at him, just calling him. That'll hold him up and make him think that hen's coming to him. You just want to make him think that that hen, for some reason, can't hear him. That'll drive him absolutely nuts, which will make him break, come to you, and that's when you get a shot. And this last tip is for late season. Now, in this phase, this might not happen in all your states, or this might not be the case in all states, but if you have a situation where you can identify a tom yelping, you want to mimic another Tom yelping, because that Tom wants to get back with the boys, he wants to get back with the fellas. He's done breeding, he's done getting kicked by other Toms, he just wants to get back with the crew, and that's when you can just call him in with a Tom yelp. A Tom yelp is very, very long. It's just yelp, yelp, yelp. It's a very drawn out yelp. But if you can identify that's a Tom yelping, you can bring him in with a Tom yelp because he wants to get back together with other Toms. He's done breeding, he's done fighting, he just wants to get back with other Toms. And you can use that to your advantage because he's gonna come in, not like charging a decoy, but he's gonna be enticed, he's gonna come in, and you gotta play it different, just go yelp, yelp, yelp. And you have to still have him let him search for you a bit. You can't just be cranking on that call, because then he's gonna freeze, he's not gonna come any further. Or he might get freaked out by all this calling, because that's unnatural. If you identify a Tom yelping, mimic that back, because he wants to get back with other Toms, and that's when you can get a shot. And that's all for this video. Hope you enjoyed. Next video, we're going to go back into a little bit more calling, but besides that, it is getting to the end of the season. I know it's sad, but it is getting towards the end of the season. I will have a video coming out about my 2023 spring turkey hunting, but besides that, see y'all next video. See ya!